Hey guys, this is Fear the Ghost and I'm back, and this is some more random battle replays. Now it starts off with my Kieran White versus his Mew. We're not really getting anywhere. Until he hits me with an Aura Sphere and deals nearly 40 damage, or 40%. And then he hits me with a Will-O-Wisp as I hit him with another Earth Power. And after that, I'm not going to be able to survive another Aura Sphere, so I switch out to Azumarill. And I go for... Actually, no, I was double switching, and the reason why was because of the Will-O-Wisp. I didn't want him to get a Will-O-Wisp off on my Pokemon. And I actually thought I was going to have the Aqua Jet, but I don't. So I switched out. Now, this thing is going to try and set up on me, so I just go for the Earth Power. I decided to just kind of sack my Kieran White off. But I do get this special defense drop, which is going to allow me to kill it on the next hit, and he knows this, so he actually switches out. And goes into a Crawdaunt, which does not take that very well, but he is going to be able to kill me on the next turn with a superpower. No, he doesn't quite kill me, but this burn will. So that kind of sucks. So I go out to Gliscor. I go for a Protect because I know that these things, even in random battles, will usually have knockoff. And I wanted the Toxic. I actually put a Toxic on his Quagsire, and he reveals to me the Ice Punch. So I'm still in here, so I go for Protect just to get another turn of Toxic and another turn of healing. And then I just switch out to my Azumarill as he goes for Ice Punch again, and he actually freezes me, which is kind of upsetting. And he just goes for Waterfall. I don't know why he didn't switch out to something that would be able to kill this easily. He just goes for Waterfall again and dies from his Toxic, which I think he would have done well preserving that. Actually goes out to Chatot and goes for the Substitute, and I miss my play Rough, which is actually going to be really bad later on. I do manage to land the next play Rough, but he does have the Boom Burst. And I actually looked up the data on Manectric and Chatot really quick and found that regular Manectric's still faster, even if we're both max speed, which I assumed Manectric would be max speed. He does go into Talonflame. He goes for Tailwind, and I take him out with a Thunderbolt. He goes into Kabutops, so I go into Gliscor predicting the Earthquake, which doesn't come. I actually stay in and go for a Protect because I'll be put at a point where I could live another Stone Edge, but he does kill me with the Waterfall. And I actually let him die so I could get rid of the Tailwind and come in and hit him with Hidden Power Grass and kill him with my Golduck. Next up, we have another battle over here. This is Serperior versus Butterfree. First up, actually goes for Psychic, so I go for Geomancy. And he actually goes for the Sleep Powder. So I just go for Moonblast. I really have no reason to actually switch out. He does hit me with the Poison Jab, and I actually get second turn Wake Up and kill him with a Moonblast. So he goes into Swalot. I do hit it with a Thunder, which dealt a fair bit, considering Swalots are generally very defensive, especially defensive anyway. But I do manage to come in and kill him with an Earth Power from Landorus. But he is choiced, so I switch out. Actually, he may not have been choiced. No, he wasn't choiced. I wanted to avoid the Sleep Powder. So I go into this. I also knew that the only thing he had to hit me with was Psychic. I actually go for Hidden Power Fire. It only deals 50. And then he goes for Sleep Powder again. And I forgot. He actually just sits there and lets me... He actually winds up leaving. So I forgot he left in that one. Over here's another close game. He sends in Huntail. I know he's going to Shell Smash, but my first Pokemon had nothing to hit him with. So I brought Kyurem back. And he actually has the Baton Pass, which I honestly wasn't expecting, but I do have the Reflect. He does hit me with a Fire Blast, and I miss my Hypnosis. So he's able to kill me with the Dragon Claw. I go out to Kyurem White because I do have the Reflect up, and I do have the Ice Beam, and I'm able to take it out in one shot. And that threat is gone. He does bring in this Carbink, and he activates a light screen. And so he goes for Reflect as well. I just go for Shift Gear with Klinklang because I won't say because I can, but because I felt like I should. It actually has Whirlwind, and so he puts me out into my Flygon, and I just Fire Punch. He puts up rocks. I actually Fire Punch again, but he does have a Delphox apparently. And so I switched Klinklang back out, and he actually has the Switcheroo. So he's able to take my Life Orb. And so I bring in Armaldo. He gets hit hard by a Flamethrower. And I actually expected him to switch out, because, I mean, either of my moves I had on this guy could have killed this Delphox, which is what really kind of annoyed me. So I throw in Kyurem White to die, and Aerodactyl comes in, and you'll see from here what happens. So he hits my Aerodactyl with Psyshock, which deals a significant amount of damage, not enough for me to roost off. So he sends in this Smeargle. I go for Roost as he goes for Destiny Bond. Now I actually have Taunt on this thing. So I go for Taunt and switch out to Flygon. He switches out to his Huntail. And I do believe the Scarchomp's dead. Well, whatever. I do believe I killed the Garchomp by this point. I do go for the Earthquake a second time, just to try and kill the Huntail, but I don't get to do it. And so I go for Stone Edge and kill the Skarmory. I should have gone for Defog, honestly, because this Defog is going to be bad. I actually throw in Flygon and it gets killed. And I throw in Aerodactyl again. I go for Stone Edge and I don't kill, but he misses the Hydro Pump. And if he didn't miss that Hydro Pump, I would have definitely lost this. And yeah, that Garchomp was definitely dead. So I don't know why its picture's still up. It has the Reflect up now, and I go for the Taunt. And I go for the Defog to get rid of his screen, and I go for Stone Edge. Because if you guys didn't know, Reflect will, or not Reflect, Defog actually gets rid of screens as well. Because some people don't know that, but Defog will get rid of your screens if you use screens. So that's pretty good. I actually go for the Taunt again. It wears off, so I go for the Taunt again. And he's just hitting me with Moonblast. He doesn't have anything else to hit me with. But he's doing some good damage, but nothing I can't roost off. He's not critting me, unluckily for him. And I just keep going for the Taunt on him. I know he really doesn't have a reason to put up the Reflect, but without the Reflect, I'm going to be able to kill him. So he does land this next Moonblast, and I actually hit these next two Stone Edges and kill it, so he forfeits, or I guess she. Sorry for all you girls who play on Showdown, but I generally assume he, because I don't look at or judge by avatars. So here, we start off with a Musharna versus Sceptile. So he switches out into his Ambipom as I go for a T-Wave. Because I figured that thing wouldn't have very much to hit me, so I go for a Thunder Wave. And he actually switches out into Ambipom, so that worked out pretty dang well for me. He shows me the Fake Out, which was fairly obvious. He has the return. I thought he may want to switch out and try and preserve this, but I guess he didn't want to. He also brings in the Diggersby, and I actually go for the Moonlight, because I didn't think he'd be able to kill me, but I figured he'd deal with some damage. Then I go for Psyshock, and he actually goes for the Swords Dance, which was really scary, but nothing my one last Psyshock couldn't do, or couldn't deal with. And he brings in this Togekiss, so I do to it what so many Togekiss have done to me, and I paralyze it. Next, I hit with Psyshocks, and this Musharna is really just beast on his team. Like, I felt kind of bad. Well, not really bad, but I mean, you'll see here. He brings in a Weavile. He's had this thing on his team this entire time, as he's lost these Pokemon to my Musharna. He could have thrown in any of them on a single Psyshock. He could have thrown this thing in on a single Psyshock, and he would have been safe. He wouldn't have taken any damage whatsoever. So I actually bring in Diggersby because Quick Attack will take it out from where it is. And he brings out this Sceptile, so I switched Diggersby out, predicting Grass type move. But I really didn't have too much to switch in, so I chose Magnezone. He really can't do much to my Magnezone, and I go for Magnetize just in case of stuff like Hidden Power Earth. And it actually turns out to be unburdened because when I hit him, it switches me out. And it switches me into Malamar, so I just go for Psycho Cut a couple of times and take out this thing. He actually has a Plusle, and this thing is honestly pretty scary. This thing turned out to actually be scarier than I would have expected. Well, actually, if it had Nasty Plot, this thing would have turned out to be really scary. But it didn't have the Nasty Plot, so I was safe. I think he was Choice Specs, probably. I wasn't choiced, I just didn't have anything else to hit him with except for Flash Cannon. So, he does manage to take me out. Oh no, he doesn't have Specs, he has Lefties. What am I thinking? Or yeah, he's not Specs, he's Lefties. So it's too bad that this guy didn't have it's too bad this guy didn't have Nasty Plot on that thing. If he had Nasty Plot on that thing, I don't think I would have lived. I'm pretty sure he would have just wiped out my entire team. Because I'm quite certain that it was Hidden Power Ice. It may have been Hidden Power Grass, but I'm pretty sure it was Hidden Power Ice. But anyway, those are some more random battles. You guys are probably getting tired of random battles, so I'm going to tell you what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to make an OU team on camera, and with that OU team, I'm actually going to begin a Road to Rank series. Road to Rank series. Now, I know Dark Rising hasn't been uploaded very much lately, and I will tell you that the reason for that is because I actually have no views on my later Dark Risings or Pokemon Glaze. So if you want to see more of that, make sure you go and watch those. And I'll start posting more once those videos see some love. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.